The Mississippi River never stops moving, and neither does the fight game. Tonight, the LFA arrives in La Crosse, Wisconsin, a place that understands hard work and rewards those willing to earn their opportunity. In the main event, Brazil's Macksom brings his aggressive finishing style to the banks of the Mississippi as he clashes with Bolivia's Carlos Tardio, a seasoned veteran chasing the biggest win of his career. And throughout the card, returning LFA veterans, undefeated prospects, and some of Wisconsin's top homegrown talent look to make their mark. Live from La Crosse, Wisconsin, LFA 237 starts now.
Tonight, history is made on the banks of the Mississippi when the Octagon touches down for the first time in the scenic river town of La Crosse, Wisconsin. From inside the La Crosse Center, LFA number 237 starts right now. What's up, LFA Nation? The Legacy Fighting Alliance is back on Vice TV. Ron Kruk thrilled to be joined tonight by the UFC Hall of Famer, Cub Swanson. My man, great to have you back in the broadcast booth, and congratulations on that impressive retirement fight victory.
Well, I appreciate that. It's been a long road. I'm excited to put that portion of my career behind me and looking forward to starting things with you, watching the fights tonight. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Next chapter. I love it. And tonight we will be delivering an international showdown and a title eliminator. And what a main event we have when Carlos Tardio becomes the first fighter from Bolivia to headline an LFA main event. He collides with Brazilian finisher Macksom. These two have combined for 18 career fight-ending finishes. All right, Cub, let's begin with Dana White's Contender Series veteran, Macksom, who has never tasted defeat inside the LFA Octagon. An extremely versatile fighter with a 100% finish rate. Cub, very well-rounded, 5 wins by knockout, 4 via submission.
Yeah, Macksom, I hate to say this, but he's a freak of nature. And I say that because he's 6'1", 135 pounds. That doesn't come along too often. So you pick apart his game. He's got really long limbs. He fights you from a distance. He controls the pace. He does what he wants. He is not easy to take down. And if you happen to take him down, he's got submissions too. So he's dangerous everywhere. He has that experience from being on the Contender Series. And, you know, I think he's made the adjustments, and he's going to come back stronger than ever tonight.
Lee scored a slick submission win via Darce choke in his LFA debut, and then followed that performance off with an impressive TKO. Well, his opponent, Wonder Boy Carlos Tardio, he's a man that doesn't like to get the judges involved either. He has taken out his opposition 9 times, Cub. He has 7 first-round finishes, and very dangerous karate black belt. But this guy's got a ton of submissions, 7 submission wins, and he loves to hunt the neck. He has 4 wins via rear naked choke and 3 by way of guillotine.
Yeah, you know, Carlos Tardio is another big prospect, and this being a title eliminator. He's a karate black belt, like you said, so that means he switches stances. He's got his hands down. He does kicks. He's moving angles, so he's very exciting. On top of that, he's a Bolivian fighter, so not a lot of guys coming from there. So the UFC is definitely looking for guys like that because they got a whole country riding behind them. Then on top of that, he didn't stay comfortable in his hometown. He's at alpha male. He's trying to up his game. And for me as a fighter, knowing that you're getting uncomfortable, you're willing to go do what it takes, go to alpha male and get better, that shows me that you're willing to do whatever it takes.
Well said. Now, this was originally scheduled to be a matchup in the Bantamweight division at 135 pounds, but Carlos Tardio, for the 2nd straight time, came in heavy. He missed weight, so now we have a catch weight, 140-pound main event. Tardio's going to have to figure out this weight-cutting thing moving forward. There's no doubt about it. Now, with the former LFA Bantamweight champion, Artem Balak, relinquishing his belt to go compete on The Ultimate Fighter Season 34. The winner tonight takes a step closer to getting that title fight. That is our main event. Let's check out the rest of the matchups here at LFA 237. Undefeated heavyweights kick off the action when Ezayah Gomez battles Luther Egerson. James Martin puts his spotless record on the line when he tangles with finisher Joey Hart. And former LFA lightweight champion Kegan Gennrich returns to the 135-pound division to face submission specialist Jose Mendez. Cub, give us a show stealer and your potential fight of the night.
Well, it's an easy pick for me. It's the co-main event. You know, Kegan Gennrich, he's been here. He's been here many times. He's fought everybody. And his flip side, Jose Mendez, he's a hot prospect, and he's willing to fight anybody. But if you're a hot prospect, this isn't a fight that you should be taking, because this is a dangerous guy. You look at his record, you're like, yeah, I'll fight that guy, but I think that's a mistake because Kegan has so much experience. I think we're going to be in for a great fight, but it may be a little bit too much for Mendez, but we'll see.
It's going to be a great matchup between the former champ and the promotional newcomer. Heavyweights kick off the action tonight in the Tale of the Tape presented by Welterweight. Ezayah Gomez is 25 years old and Luther Egerson is 2 years older. Egerson is 3 inches taller and weighed in 16 pounds lighter than Gomez. Both athletes have 77-inch reaches. Now to kick off LFA 237 from here in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Here is the voice of the LFA Octagon, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live around the world tonight from the La Crosse Center here in La Crosse, Wisconsin for LFA 237, Lee versus Tardio. Tonight's event is presented by Monster Energy, Diebitz.com, and OnlyFans. These bouts are sanctioned by the Department of Safety and Professional Services, Commissioner Mary Murphy Edwards. Judges tonight, Rick Winter, Mike Rogers, and Brandon Mason. Timekeeper, Ashley Mason. Your physicians, Octagon side, Dr. Gene Stringer and Dr. Joe Verzeveld. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA heavyweight division, brought to you tonight by Welterweight, the world's largest mat manufacturer, producing quality athletic mats since 1959, the official mat supplier of the LFA. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6'3", weighed in 233 pounds. He holds a 2-0 professional record with both wins coming by way of knockout. Representing West Coast Fight Team, fighting out of Auburn, Washington by way of Racine, Wisconsin, the Terrifier, Luther Egerson III. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a freestyle fighter standing 6 foot tall, weighed in 249 pounds. He holds a 3-0 professional record, 1 win coming by way of knockout and 1 by way of submission. Representing La Bodega Fitness and Fight Club and Minnesota Top Team, fighting out of Prior Lake, Minnesota, Ezayah Gomez. Your referee, Tom DeVellis.
Expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. You want to touch gloves? Do it now. Protect your corners.
Ezayah Gomez, all business here tonight. Already his 3rd fight of 2026. And making his LFA debut is Luther Egerson of the 3rd. Coming off a round 1 TKO win in just minute 23 seconds. Right away, Gomez gets that body lock on knee, and Egerson the 3rd opts out.
Yeah, Egerson said that I'm not going to be easy to take down, and I hit a lot harder than him, so he was very confident.
2 big undefeated heavyweights, which means someone's O has got to go.
Yeah, and Ezayah Gomez, he kind of frames his style after Cain Velasquez, and I definitely see it in him, but he's going to have to get through this guy's powerful hands early.
Egerson ducks under the high kick, but it's Gomez after a sprawl that is on top of Egerson. One submission win for Gomez. If you were with us on the Spectation Sports prelims, we ended the last fight with a ton of elbows. Gomez delivering a couple here early. Gomez, the biggest favorite on the card tonight, came in according to Diebitz at -1,000. Egerson trying to get back up, and he does.
Yeah, and Egerson got his name, the Terrifier, from being on the Street Beefs internet fights. That's how he got his start, so you could see him with the crazy shorts and being a little bit flamboyant. That's his personality. He's a wild one.
Yeah, for sure. He's Tom Device, our referee, is deducting a point from Luther Egerson for holding on to the cage as Gomez was trying to take him down. You saw Egerson grab a hold of that cage wall. Now we reset, and some blood streaming from the nose of Egerson. Gomez looking to be in control. He's got the power and 16 pounds on Egerson, who he's got to start to use that speed.
Yeah, Egerson's looking a lot better from the tape that I watched. His hands have gotten a lot better. And Gomez, you know, this is something he's going to have to work on. Not everyone's going to be easy to take down like Egerson tonight. He's going to have to throw some shots and get his hands up so he can get that takedown.
Gomez backing up Egerson, and there's a cut under the eye of Gomez too. Both heavyweights landing some power shots and doing some damage. Body shot from Egerson. Coming up on the midway point of round number 1.
Yeah, Gomez needs to get a little bit more dynamic. I think he's a little bit too predictable. Throw some basic strikes and then lunge in, and he needs to learn how to cut some angles and switch up his timing.
A nice, solid straight from Egerson. And Gomez, big smile. Egerson, he's talking to him. There's no doubt about it. Egerson, definitely a character.
Yeah, we didn't get to see his walkout, but he was wearing pink fur on the walkout.
I saw some pink fur, some feathers for the current U.S. Army Soldier National Guard. Fighting at home said not many family members have been able to see him fight in person, so this is a big night. Shout out to his best friend Jeremy Brannon and girlfriend Elena Royal, having a baby girl named Lucy. They could be at the hospital right now. Hope you're enjoying LFA 237. Minute 30 to go in the opening frame. The combination from Egerson stops Gomez in his track.
Yeah, and Egerson, he's in the National Guard now, but he used to be in the Army, and he was that combative heavyweight champion, so that's pretty tough to do.
Very impressive.
He's got all kinds of experience.
And he is showing some damage, though, from those strikes of Gomez. Heavy hands. Gomez 3-0, 1 win via knockout, 1 submission, 1 decision. Flip side, 2-0 Egerson.
Yeah, Egerson did say that he thought that Gomez was going to get tired early, but Gomez assured us that his cardio is his strength.
Yes.
Which reminds me of Cain Velasquez. And he said he did gas out in some of his earlier fights, but he had fixed that, and that he's confident that he's going to push the pace.
Nice level change for Gomez, who delivers a big knee in the clinch. Under 30.
The one thing younger fighters don't realize is when you go for that tie clinch and you're going for a big knee, they can punch you 2 or 3 times before you can get a knee up. So sometimes it's not worth the trade, and you have to understand that you can get hit at that time.
Great insight. Oh, overhand right from Gomez, backs Egerson up. And then as the horn sounds, Egerson going for a takedown. Very entertaining first round, and Egerson still jawing at Gomez as he goes back to the corner.
I like that air high five he just did right there. Gomez was like, no, thank you.
No. Check out some of the action. That was a big level change by Egerson to avoid that high kick.
Yeah, early in your career, sometimes, oh, here's the fence grab. Okay, that's an exchange. Sometimes early in your career, you throw a head kick and it goes over the guy's head because you're used to hitting pads and you're not used to doing that on a moving target. And there's the clinch exchange that I was talking about. He got hit with a couple punches before he could get the knee off, so you got to be careful with that.
Sneaky little right hook from Gomez, backs Egerson off. And remember, as Kayla gets us ready for round number 2 here in La Crosse, Wisconsin, Egerson was deducted a point for that cage grab, and Gomez just giving him a big smile.
They're two big boys having fun. It's all good.
I love it. Round number 2 underway. Make sure you're following the LFA on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting. So probably a 10-8 round there for Gomez. See what Egerson can do. Oh, Gomez. Another right, and now it follows it up with a high kick.
Oh, good straight left. I think the problem with Gomez right now is that he's throwing a couple shots and pulling his head back, and he's getting caught. He needs to throw, cover, and throw again, because he's getting countered every time, and you can't let the other guy get the last hit.
Egerson doing some damage now. We're in the second. He opened up that cut under the eye of Ezayah Gomez again.
And you're not going to get a takedown when you're leaning backwards. That's what a lot of wrestlers make mistakes on. They're not so comfortable striking. They throw some punches and they pull their head back and then they go for a shot. You never get shots in wrestling like that. You're leaning forward when you shoot. So he needs to fix his posture.
Wild hooks.
Nice elbow attempt.
And Egerson doing some damage.
Oh, step in elbow.
Yeah. Man, and look at the damage now to the face of Ezayah Gomez. Egerson's shots are finding the target here in the second. And maybe Gomez is slowing down a little cup.
Yeah, I think so. He's doing a really good job at just throwing a couple strikes and then resting, and now he's attacking the body. I was going to say, I don't know why they're not attacking the body more, just because they're heavyweights. They tend not to do that, but that's a good way to make your opponent tired. Gomez's face is pretty bloody at this point. He needs to start getting to work. I'd like to see him attempt a couple takedowns. I think because he didn't get it very easy in the first round, he's kind of abandoning that, and that's his biggest strength. So you can't. You've got to keep trying to wrestle.
Egerson out striking Gomez 10-5 here in the second round. Really doing some damage to the face of Gomez.
Well, once again, like I said, look at his posture. He's standing so tall. He's not in a good position to shoot a takedown. If I were him, I'd be level changing, throwing punches, and then shooting. And if the guy stuffs it, punch again, shoot again. Especially when the guy's tired. Easier to take them down when they're tired.
Combination thrown from Gomez. Oh, body shot.
Good knee.
And a knee from Gomez out of the clinch.
Egerson is definitely fading. And you don't want to be missing punches when you're getting tired, because that really makes you tired. Oh, nice counter.
Yeah, the counter hook landing for Egerson. But now Gomez backs up Egerson. He could have hurt him. Big shots now from Gomez in the clinch. Brutal knee, uppercut. Egerson hanging on, but he's up against the cage wall. Both fighters exhausted as we hit the 1 minute mark, second round. Egerson looking for a takedown. Gomez sprawling.
He's doing a good job grabbing those legs. Now he's sprawled out, putting heavy pressure on Egerson's shoulders. He's got to keep turning the corner. Now he's got his back.
It looked like Egerson was up, but Gomez drags him back down. 30 seconds to go in the second round.
Yeah, you got to do damage now. You got to make him not want to come out for the next round.
This could be a problem. Gomez plants Egerson down, holding him down, and Egerson able to twist away for now. 10 seconds to go. I hope Gomez stretched before the fight. And the horn sounds, and Luther Egerson is taking his time getting up.
He is exhausted.
I think both fighters are, Cub, no doubt about it.
You're right, I think they're both tired, but I think Gomez is just hiding it a little better. Man, good shots by Egerson, the Terrifier.
Love that name.
Can you be the Terrifier if you wear leopard pants?
And frilly pink lace, I don't know.
Yeah, I really like this collar tie and little uppercuts. That reminds me a lot of Cain Velasquez. That's a part of the game he's definitely using. And then when you're
So
tired,
well
you
said.
can lean on those for sure.
Ezayah Gomez training up with the Ortega Fight Team and Fitness Club, Minnesota top team. Eden getting us ready for round number 3. Originally from Midland, Texas, now fighting out Prior Lake, Minnesota. Gomez and Luther Egerson the third. A homecoming for him as our ringside physician coming in and taking a look at Ezayah Gomez.
Man, I'd be mad if I was Gomez. Luther's getting more chance to recover. I think Gomez is winning the fight, and it's like, oh my gosh.
The ringside physician just called this fight. And the fans here in La Crosse don't appreciate it. But the ringside physician says that Ezayah Gomez cannot continue to fight.
Man, I don't know if I agree with that. I think you got to let him go a little bit more.
Unless, he was showing his fingers, unless the vision was blurred of Ezayah Gomez and Luther Egerson III continuing to jaw at Ezayah Gomez. We'll get this all figured out when we come back right here on Vice TV. Back in La Crosse, Wisconsin for LFA 234, an interesting and controversial stoppage here in the opening round fight of the evening. The fans do not agree with what just went down. Let's make some sense of it and get the official decision. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 second of the third round, your winner by doctor stoppage, the Terrifier, Luther Egerson III.
Crazy, the man from Racine, Wisconsin, getting booed. Luther Egerson III gets the win, a win for Wisconsin Wrestling and a successful homecoming for Luther Egerson, who was losing this fight cup because he was down 10-8 in that first round due to the cage grab.
Yeah, and I didn't know if he won the first round per se. I thought it was close. It could have been 9-9, but either way, he was down on the scorecards. I kind of feel like you got to let Gomez fight. They asked him if he wanted to continue. He said yeah, but they ultimately decided not to let him continue. And I just don't know if that sits well with me. I'm sure it doesn't sit well with Gomez.
That sure doesn't sit well with me. Luther Egerson III, though, improves to 3-0 and gives Ezayah Gomez his first professional defeat. UFC returns to Abu Dhabi tomorrow for a matinee of matchups, including an important light heavyweight pairing that features former 205-pound champion Magomed Ankalaev and the surging dark horse Bogdan Gutskov. A handful of LFA alumni made the journey halfway around the globe to be a part of the latest UFC fight night, including the former LFA heavyweight champion Thomas Peterson, who defeated Vernon Lewis in 2021 to capture the LFA heavyweight strap. He went 6-1 in the LFA before getting the call up. Ismail Bonfim and Cody Gibson will also enter the octagon in Abu Dhabi tomorrow. LFA has now sent 15 former athletes directly to the UFC in 2026. Coming up, lightweight action when Sweet Baby Ray Hayes makes his LFA debut, looking to extend his win streak to 3 when he tangles with Norman, Oklahoma's Nathan the Death Ray Trepanier, who is also looking to extend his win streak to 3. More LFA 237 on the other side.
Bruce Irons.
One of the best two riders in the world.
Bruce Irons.
Get my cameraman trapped and spin a few more laps.
We are at Hampton Downs in Auckland for the last race of 2025.
Today we're looking at the top 3 moments from our 2025 season. First up is Daytona.
We are here to show you a typical day of training for Dakar 2025.
Who am I? I'm a champion.
Yes!
Most people think getting in fighting shape is all about brutal workouts and starving yourself. They're wrong, and I should know.
World-renowned trainer of 12 UFC champions, 3-time trainer of the year.
Here's my secret weapon. Bondi Pure cuts off hunger and nourishes your body. This makes cutting, leaning out, and getting into top condition easy.
45,000 success stories and counting.
Try it risk-free for 90 days. Bondi Pure, it's the champion's secret to effortless weight cutting.
On July 31st, the LFA returns to Brazil with a night of non-stop action. Contenders and prospects will put everything on the line for their shot at glory. In the main event, submission specialist Herbeth Sosa looks to continue his win streak and make a statement at Bantamweight. His opponent, Paulo Portillo, plans to shock the world in his highly anticipated debut. At LFA 238, the future will take center stage. The difference between victory and defeat is the blink of an eye.
Welcome back to beautiful La Crosse, Wisconsin. Ron Kruk and Cub Swanson with you for LFA 237. We move to the LFA lightweight division and a matchup between Nathan Trepanier and Ray Hayes. Trepanier, 33 years old, and Ray Hayes is 8 years younger. Hayes, 6 inches taller, and will try to utilize a massive 10-inch reach advantage. Both athletes made the contracted weight for this 155-pound tilt. Inside to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA lightweight division, brought to you tonight by the Cellular Performance Institute, a global leader in stem cells and cellular optimization treatments. Learn more online at cellularperformanceinstitute.com. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This boxer stands 6'1", weighed in 154 pounds. He holds an 8-2 professional record with 5 wins coming by way of knockout, 3 by way of submission. Representing Arsenal Elite, fighting out of Lebanon, Missouri, Ray Sweet Baby Hayes. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a grappler standing 5'7", weighed in 155.8 pounds. He holds a 6-5 professional record with 2 wins coming by way of knockout and 2 by way of submission. Representing Stand Fast Wrestling, fighting out of Norman, Oklahoma, Nathan the Death Ray Trepanier. Your referee, Chris Clemeter.
All right, fighters, we went over the rules backstage. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Go back to your quarters and come out ready to fight.
Third fight of 2026 for Missouri's Ray Hayes, looking to win his 3rd in a row and making his LFA debut. Other side, Nathan Trepanier took the fight on 2 days' notice. Amazing. Comes in. He's going for his 3rd win in a row.
Yeah, Trepanier, he was like, I love that I'm fighting on short notice because people can't study film on me. That it's not enough time for them to prepare. And I've been in the gym. I've been training in the college wrestling room getting ready. So I love his mentality. I love his attitude. And just think, on Tuesday, he was accepting a fight and getting ready to fight, and I was in Hawaii. 2 completely different paths.
Absolutely, and Trepanier goes in for the takedown, but Hayes attacking the neck. Trepanier able to pull out of it. Yeah, Trepanier, his 2nd fight in less than 2 weeks. He's coming off a round 1 TKO win. He said, just like you said, Cub, he said, I was healthy and still pretty much in camp, so why not take it? So good on him, making his 3rd LFA appearance, looking for his 1st victory inside the LFA octagon.
Yeah, and on the flip side, Hayes, I really liked his mentality. He was like, I am absolutely not overlooking this guy. I saw that he took the fight on short notice. I saw the way he cut weight. He cut weight like a champ.
Right.
He was like very impressed with him and saying, I know what he's bringing to the table. I'm going to withstand that. And then as the fight goes on, I'm going to take over and I'm going to put it to him. So I really like the mentality of both guys. And this was actually my number 2 pick for fight of the night.
Yeah, this should be good. Ray Hayes said he watched Nathan Trepanier when he fought Adrian Yanez and said, man, this guy is gangster. Oh, and look at this as Ray Hayes has the arm of Trepanier bent back.
Yeah, and this is one of those submissions that's really hard to finish in a fight. In the training room, people will tap to this very quickly. But in a fight, guys are like, you know what, it hurts, but I'm not going to tap to that. And there he is, he gets out.
Opportunity for the death ray of Trepanier, taking the back of Ray Hayes now. Hayes able to power back up on his feet, and he drops Trepanier with that knee to the body. Over and out. Sweet baby Ray Hayes delivers a devastating knee, I believe, Cub, that dropped Nathan Trepanier.
It was so quick, I didn't even see it.
It was, and it was massive.
Man, he caught him right in between, and you know, that's great composure, great experience, right? I'm gonna wait till he thought it was gonna be a clean break, and he shot a knee and he took him out. Right when the guy wasn't expecting it, Trepanier was probably breathing in right when it happened, and he dropped immediately. I've been victim to those. Those are terrible. And it's quite embarrassing to get hit with a body shot because it's like getting knocked out, but you're awake for it, and that's the worst part.
Fans appreciate the effort. Big win for Ray Hayes from Lebanon, Missouri, making his debut here in the Legacy Fighting Alliance. He said, this is the biggest opportunity of my career. It's time to showcase my skills to the world, and that's exactly what he did, Cub.
And there's the initial takedown. He tried to time it with the knee and then tried to go right to the neck, which is a great job by both guys. It's early in the fight. And then here they're getting out of this position, and I'm sure we're going to see the knee right here. Boom, yep. Oh, and that was right in the liver.
Absolutely crumbles Nathan Trepanier, and Ray Hayes emphatically ends this fight with spectacular knee that drops Nathan Trepanier and then takes a little swim to celebrate. Ray Hayes' victory. We'll get the time after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Chris Clemeter, called the stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 18 seconds of the first round, declaring a winner by TKO, Ray Sweet Baby Hayes.
Missouri's Ray Hayes scores his 8th first-round finish, keeps his 100% finish rate intact, and makes a statement, Cub, in his LFA debut.
Yeah, he definitely did. He weathered the storm, just like he said. He was attempting things the whole way, not spending too much energy. He saw an opportunity during a clean break and landed a knee. It's, you know, beautiful. On to the next one.
Has only been out of round one twice as a pro. Quick work tonight for Ray Hayes, who improves to 9-2. A new tradition begins next Friday, July 31st, when Brasilia, Brazil hosts LFA 238 Distrito #1.
On July 31st, the LFA returns to Brazil with a night of non-stop action. Submission specialist Herbert Sosa looks to make a statement. His opponent, Paulo Portillo, plans to shock the world in his highly anticipated debut. At LFA 238, the future will take center stage.
As Brazil's capital, Brasilia, continues to become a combat sports powerhouse, as a tribute, every LFA event held in the city moving forward will now carry the name Distrito. Headlining this new era is a Bantamweight title eliminator showdown between Brazilian standout Herbert Sosa and finisher Paulo Portillo from Uruguay. These two battle-tested veterans have combined for 36 career victories. Per the usual, when the LFA stages an event in Brazil, some of the country's top prospects and the next generation of Brazilian MMA stars will enter into the octagon. The co-main event features undefeated prospect and Muay Thai black belt from Brasilia, Gabriel Vinicius, who has reeled off 7 straight victories to begin his career. He goes toe-to-toe with fellow countryman and knockout artist Claudio Nardo in a key welterweight matchup. Join me and the UFC's #6 ranked middleweight, Caio Borralho, for the historic LFA 238 Distrito #1 next Friday night, July 31st. Coming up next, knockout artist from St. Cloud, Minnesota, Joey the Hitman Hart strives for another spectacular finish when he clashes with the White Wolf, undefeated James Martin, who looks to improve to a spotless 6-0. More LFA 237 action on Vice TV after this.
CPI, stem cells, they could do some wild shit down there.
My shoulder was jacked. I went down there, worked, man.
Eric Anders' neck was f***ed up, and then he went down and got stem cell treatment. Now it doesn't bother him at all anymore.
I definitely recommend CPI. It's changed my life. The best stem cell clinic in the world.
I just come and I do stem cells to make sure that I'm resetting my body and staying healthy.
It regenerates tissue, reduces inflammation. The results are amazing.
When it comes to the science of stem cells, no one comes close to CPI. There's not even a close second.
A local jump spot. This is where I've learned pretty much all the tricks that I know, and I spend so much time here just to get comfortable in jumps and also just to train.
The condition is like -15, so the feeling temperature is like -25.
Today is tournament day. We're going to be taking you through from start to finish. Hopefully we win the whole thing. Can celebrate with y'all.
The idea of the day is to help you learn what is your best swim position in a wetsuit. We now try and determine her perfect swim pace for an Ironman distance.
Bruce Irons.
One of the best 2 riders in the world.
Bruce Irons.
On July 31st, the LFA returns to Brazil with a night of non-stop action. Submission specialist Herbert Sosa looks to make a statement. His opponent, Paulo Portillo, plans to shock the world.
Back on the banks of the Mississippi and La Crosse, Wisconsin for LFA number 237. The celebrities are here. Joe Miglio, our tech manager, 4 of his 7 girls are here in La Crosse. Love it. We are glad that you could be a part of LFA 237 here on Vice TV. Move into the welterweight division and a matchup between Joey Hart and James Martin. Check out dimebit.com, the official casino and sportsbook of the LFA. Dimebit fight odds has Joey Hart the favorite at -164, and the comeback, maybe a very, very live dog in James Martin, who's 5-0, is +118.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Joey Hart.
After a win in April, Dana White's Contender Series vet, Joey Hart returns to the LFA, looking to make it back-to-back wins. Cub, this dude is a finisher, 100% finish rate, 8 wins, 8 knockouts.
Yeah, he's a dog, you know, and I learned that about this team. Brock Larson, he's a stablemate of the WEC with me, and I've competed against a couple of his guys, and his guys are gritty, and obviously Hart is he's exactly that. He's gritty, he's gonna come at you, he throws everything. He's got jiu-jitsu skills. I love his fighting instinct, but he's got a tough one for him, a jiu-jitsu black belt. Like I said, he's a jiu-jitsu purple belt. So if he keeps it standing, he's going to do a lot of damage, and I'm excited to see him.
Tapology's number 13 ranked welterweight in the Midwest. When we asked him what it was like grappling with Brock Larson, he said, it just plain sucks.
I can see that.
And now his opponent making his way to the Octagon, James Martin.
Undefeated and boasting a 100% finish rate, BJJ black belt. James Martin makes his second LFA appearance tonight. 1-0 record here in the LFA Octagon. 4 wins via submission. Second LFA appearance, but first since LFA 182 back in April of 2024. He got a 58-second head kick, a knockout win. That was back in October of 2024. That was the only knockout or TKO win, but he made it one to remember, 58 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that always is an easy night's work. But, I mean, he's mostly known for his jiu-jitsu. He does have some decent kick, basically karate. He is a black belt in karate, but he uses it sometimes, and then other fights he does not use any striking, goes right to grappling, and that's where he's favored. He sees himself as a fighting nerd. I can see that in the way he fights. He's very technical, and obviously he just walked out with that American flag, which is amazing.
Yes.
That's to represent his dad. Sent him that flag from Iraq. He's over there. He was over there serving. He's still in the military.
Yes.
So, you know, big shout out to him for representing his father and you know, fighting for our country. So that's motivation for him to come in here and do his thing. And I expect for him to get this fight to the ground as soon as possible.
His dad, Rob Martin, thank you, sir, for your service. I'm so glad you brought that up. sent flags to all his kids while being in Iraq. James Martin and his wife Cassie, they own McCann's Den MMA. Says it's a busy time. They also have a 1-year-old son, Liam. Tonight, James Martin, the White Wolf, looks to improve to 6-0, coming in with 4 first-round finishes and 4 wins via submission. All 4 different methods: a Kimura, a arm bar, a triangle, and a rear naked choke. Let's now check out the numbers and the tail of the tape, powered by Bondi Pure. 35 years old, James Martin is 6 years older than Joey Hart. Hart 3 inches taller and will have almost a 7-inch reach advantage. Both men tip the scales just over 170 pounds. Once again, Mike Kendall.
Fight fans, this contest is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA welterweight division. Brought to you tonight by Bondi Pure, the ultimate daily health and detox drink. It's a science, not a diet. Learn more at BondiPure.com. And now introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This striker stands 6'3", weighed in 170.4 pounds. He holds an 8-4 professional record with all 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Representing star Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of St. Cloud, Minnesota, Joey the Hitman Hart. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a Jiu-Jitsu style fighter standing 6 foot tall, weighed in 170.8 pounds. He holds a 5-0 professional record, with 1 win coming by way of knockout, 4 by way of submission. Representing Lycan's Den MMA and Peoria Athletic Club, fighting out of Urbana, Illinois, the White Wolves, James Martin. Your referee, Tom DeVellis.
All right, gentlemen, join me in the middle. Went over the rules in the back. You want a good, clean fight, defend yourselves at all times. You can obey my commands at all times. You want to touch gloves, do it now. Let's go do this.
Heated stare down here, Joey Hart.
I like to see that. I like to see when both guys are ready to go. Nobody's intimidated. I know what you're going to bring to the table. Let's see.
Let's go. 2 fights, 2 first-round finishes. Will we keep that trend going? Ron Kruk and Cub Swanson cage side. LFA 237. Joey Hart, 8 wins, 8 knockouts. James Martin, spotless 5-0 record, 1 knockout and 4 submissions. Hart with the blue tape and Martin with the red. Punches his way in, pushes Hart up against the octagon wall.
Yeah, Hart started really well, like throwing that jab out there and trying to keep the distance. The one thing that I noticed when I watched a lot of tape on him is he lets people grab him a little too easy. And here we are, Martin jumping guard and just willing to get it to the ground. Hopefully he doesn't get slammed on his head right here.
Black belt in BJJ and black belt in karate. And Martin does go down on his back.
You know, I was thinking about this a lot this morning, and it says right next to each other, black belt in BJJ and black belt in karate. I don't think you can put those side by side because you can't get a black belt in jiu-jitsu until you're 18, and you could get a black belt in karate when you're like 5. So, you know, we don't know. Did he get it as an adult? He says he started in karate when he was 4, so did he get it when he was 6 years old? Then I'm not going to give you credit for that.
That's crazy. I mean, Cub Swanson dropping some knowledge here tonight in Wisconsin. Joey Hart back up on his feet. I think he's going to let James Martin get up as well.
It's the smart move. But see there, he threw a jab and he didn't step backwards. He stayed there, and now he's got his opponent on his legs. And that's what I was talking about when I watched the tape. He's too relaxed on the takedowns. And that's what made me nervous for this fight.
And now James Martin on the back of Joey Hart. And a lot of time to operate from this position.
Yeah, to me, it's worth that explosive energy to step back and say, no, I'm not going to let you grab my legs because I can do so much damage on the feet. But if you're too relaxed and let the guy grab you so casually, you're going to spend a lot of energy and a lot of time from the clock with somebody on your back or on your legs. And I don't think that that works out for him.
Just past the halfway point of the opening round. James Martin hunting a submission here on the back of Joey Hart. New episodes of Inside LFA, a fighter features, and LFA card updates follow the promotion at LFA Fighting. 2 minutes to go. Martin kind of seeking a RNC.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously really comfortable in this position. He's stretching his legs out, so he's not carrying too much of the weight in his legs. Right now, Hart is using the cage as well to kind of lean on it, so his legs aren't getting fatigued. People just don't realize how exhausting it is to stand in this position.
Right.
And you're like, neither one wants to let go, and you're just willing to ride it out.
Yeah.
You know, Martin wants to get that submission, and Hart just doesn't want to go to the ground because it's going to make it a little easier for Martin to get the submission. So he's like, okay, we're just going to both suffer.
That's a big man Joey Hart has on his back for several minutes. I like that. Trying to.
If I were Martin, I would kind of throw my body backwards, but not at an angle. So see, now he has his back. Get it to the ground. Now he has the advantage. It's not going to take as much of a toll on him.
Under a minute to go. Opening round. Martin said he wanted to begin with making this a dog fight. Said he wanted to touch him up on the feet with elbows. But his bread and butter is that a black belt in BJJ, 4 wins coming via submission.
Yeah, and James Martin has that blind confidence. He's undefeated. You know, he doesn't know what it's like to lose, so he's a little bit dumb, you know, and you need that blind confidence when you're a fighter. You got to be like, no, I'm unstoppable. It gives you that confidence just to go in there, not have as much nerves. Hart, on the other hand, he's lost a few times. He knows what it's like, but like I said, he's just too willing to let somebody shoot on his legs or get in the clinch when he should be firing and backing off.
Horn sounds, and we will move into the second round. And we will take a listen into the corners.
For the back. So if we get him down, we're going to stay in the zone. Keep him square like you did earlier. Stay square, body, head. Yep. Okay, let's stretch your hip space. Hey, 1 and 2 to the shape, baby. Your conditioning was awesome. Yeah, he's breathing hard. Keep doing the same thing.
So James Martin's corner is very excited. They're relaxed. They're happy with how the fight is going. Hart seemed a little bit down on himself. He started to, you know, pucker up a little bit at the end, and I think that's what he needed. But his corner should have been screaming at him like, hey, get those hands going. Let's change this. And I just didn't see the urgency from his corner.
Round number 2 underway. Low kick from James Martin to get us started. Yeah,
He's gonna throw a couple things, and then he's gonna get back to what was giving him success and getting it to the ground.
Martin attacking that calf. Joey Hart. 7-inch reach advantage for Joey Hart. He's got to maintain that distance and use his jab and range. Oh, but beautiful trip takedown from Martin, but Hart able to get right back up.
Yeah, even though he's he got taken down, he got back up. He's still using a lot of energy, and this is going to take away from his punching power. He's not going to be able to do the damage that he's used to doing when he finally gets the chance to throw, and he's tired.
Martin out striking Hart right now 20-8. Also going 2 for 2 or 2 for 4 with his elbows. Martin had over a minute of ground control.
Yeah, Hart, I believe, needs to disengage. He needs to get the fight up and start landing some damage.
I say ground control, but it was really Martin on the back of Joey Hart while he was standing up. A little asterisk there as Joey Hart now inside the guard of James Martin, who is very dangerous fighting off his back.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to see like how his Hart's fight IQ was. How smart was it to jump into his guard? Yeah, you're in a dominant position for now. If you get reversed, then that shows me like, man, that wasn't a smart decision. If he, right now, he needs to have a good base and start doing some damage.
Just got to be careful if he starts, dropping hammer fists, not to let James Martin attack the arm and even the neck.
Yeah, but at the same time, if he's on top and you're being patient, that gives the black belt a lot of time to think.
Interesting, yeah, for sure.
Think and develop. When you allow your opponent time to think, they're planning something. It's better to punch them in the face when they can't think.
Yes.
And survive. When your opponent's trying to survive, that means you're on the path to victory. When you're giving them time to think and plan, they're planning their comeback.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go. LFA welterweight division. James Martin has won 8 straight, including his amateur career, 5-0 as a pro.
Looks like he's trying to see if he can get an easy triangle set up, maybe an armbar sweep. But he doesn't seem too worried about doing anything too quickly. They're both kind of resting.
Joey Hart from St. Cloud, Minnesota, the start BJJ team. Here's trainer, the great Brock Larson, yelling over to him to be more active.
I would be saying the same thing. You need to get, drop the forearm on the face, start doing damage. Because is this going to win you the round?
I don't think so. Martin out striking Hart 17-4 in the first round, and now Hart out striking Martin with a lot of those small little fists and hammer fists, 23-6 in the second. Fans here in La Crosse, Wisconsin want a little bit more action, Go.
Exactly, Joey, show us some heart.
Oh, well done, sir. We are coming up on 30 seconds to go here in the second round.
I get it. He's doing what he thinks it takes to win, but I think this could backfire on him by the third round if he doesn't do some damage. Now he's in a triangle, not fully.
Martin trying to pull that arm of Joey Hart out. Long arms, Hart with the 7-inch reach advantage. And it looks like we will move on to the third and final round. Joey Hart and Brock Larson have to come up with a different game plan here in the third round, Cub.
Yeah, let's see some highlights of that. Just stalling on the ground.
Not the most exciting. I think the truck's saying that way. You know what? That wasn't exciting. Let's just show the corners. There it goes. James Martin, again, MMA and the Peoria Athletic Club, and Hornbuckle and Mark Miller. Martin's corner, and there's the hitman, Joey Hart. Went 3-2 as an amateur here in the LFA octagon, and he is 3-2 as a pro as well. Kayla takes us to the third and a final round here in the LFA welterweight division.
Who wants it more? That's what I want to see.
That's a great way to describe it. So right now, James Martin really in control. Talk about the knockout power of Joey Hart. And, you know, Martin said, yeah, he's got 8 knockouts, but he's not flatlining people. He's hurting them, and then he's finishing them with, you know, TKOs. If Joey Hart can get those fists flying, this would be a big key here in the third round.
See, I'm seeing some urgency with those jabs, but he needs to put more on it, and then he needs to take a step backwards after every time he throws. There he is in the clinch again.
Martin able to throw a couple strikes and then come into the clinch and the body lock.
He was in the clinch with his back not against the cage.
Sure.
Could have disengaged, and now he's getting reversed. And this is what I mean by, you know, a little bit of fight IQ. He's gritty. He's athletic. It looks like he has all the tools, but he's just not making good decisions.
And I've seen Joey Hart a lot more active in past fights.
Well, I think
just
because
getting frustrated.
Yeah, and I think that he burned a lot of energy early, you know, which is why you can't let people hang on you. I'm sure this isn't the fight he was hoping for.
Not at all, as we're coming up on 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the final round. Right now, James Martin in control. Sinks down. There's some solid elbows from Joey Hart. Now he ends up in the guard of Martin.
Well, if Martin doesn't do something, get a sweep or a submission attempt, it's possible that he could lose this from the guard, just waiting. And that's unfortunate.
Joey Hart says, let's go. Stands up, and we reset in the center of the octagon, but the same technique by James Martin, punching his way in, and locking up with Joey Hart.
Yeah, and for James Martin, I got to put him on that same boat. He hasn't been doing very much since that first round. I'd like to see something out of him. There we go.
Good exchange for both fighters.
I think it's time for someone to throw a head kick off of these exchanges.
Knee from Martin, partially blocked by Hart. Hart backing him up with a couple knees now. I just think Hart needs to keep some distance.
Yeah, like right now. Shove him into the cage, and when he turns around, unleash.
I love that. That is a Cub Swanson move.
Put me in,
I've
coach.
ever heard one. He's ready. He's out of retirement, everyone. What was it? 3 months? They can't keep the fighter outside the octagon. Tweaking the arm of Hart.
So Martin's trying to go for that little Kimura, and Hart has his wrist riding on the other side. That's pretty smart. Usually what you do is you go between the legs and you do a crouch lift and slam them on their head. That's my favorite reversal.
James Martin's corner screaming elbows. Martin is ragdolling Joey Hart now and on his back. I didn't ask you in between rounds, but I mean, break it down for us. Who do you got winning right now?
I mean, I'd have to give Martin the first round and Hart the second round.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! And then this round is kind of a toss-up. I don't think either one winning at this exact point is great. I feel like they both could have done more.
Hart outstriking Martin 64-40. Interesting there, and then it's the ground control going Hart's way as well. Over 4 minutes compared to 1:20 for Martin.
And I don't know if this is enough time. We're just gonna wait it out.
And we, for the first time tonight, will get the judges involved. Horn sounds. Interesting welterweight matchup between Hart and Martin, but neither of them could really do much offense in this one, Cub.
Yeah, you know, sometimes fights are like that. But, you know, that's not what the crowd wants, and that's not how you're going to get your name out there. I think these guys both have great talent. I kind of figured going into it that they were going to be a clash of styles, but I still felt like neither one was really giving it all they had.
Nice knee delivered by Hart, and he had some success with those knees.
Yeah, those were his best weapon.
Yep. He went 17 of 19 with knees thrown and landed. We will get the judges' official decision up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges score this bout 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, Joey the Hitman Hart.
Wow, 6th victory inside the LFA octagon, 9th overall for Joey the Hitman Hart. He gives the White Wolf, James Martin, his first professional defeat, Cup.
Yeah, I mean, he did what he had to do to win. It's one I'm sure he's not going to be bragging about, but he did what he had to do to win. And he beat an undefeated guy, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and yeah, that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't the most exciting victory, but a win's a win. 2nd win in a row for Joey Hart, and gets his first ever decision victory. The LFA Octagon heats up in August with back-to-back events beginning on Friday the 21st when LFA teams up once again with the Throwdown Cornhole Festival in beautiful Ventura, California for a weekend of brawls and bags. LFA 239, powered by Monster Energy, features a huge welterweight showdown between former LFA title challenger Luis Francis Canelli
They're going to do some striking, some development on technique.
We are going to have a great sesh today with the crew. I'm super excited.
top USA teams to get ready for our first international events.
Definitely. As Haycox now looks to attack the knee. Oh, he's
got it!
Bruce Irons.
One of the best two riders in the world.
Bruce Irons.
CPI, stem cells, they could do some wild shit down there.
My shoulder was jacked. I went down there, it worked, man.
Eric Ander's neck was up, and then he went down and got stem cell treatment. Now it doesn't bother him at all anymore.
I definitely recommend CPI. It's changed my life. The best stem cell clinic in the world.
I just come and I do stem cells to make sure that I'm resetting my body and staying healthy.
It regenerates tissue, reduces inflammation. The results are amazing.
When it comes to the science of stem cells, no one comes close to CPI. There's not even a close second.
Retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline away.
On July 31st, the LFA returns to Brazil with a night of non-stop action. Submission specialist Herbert Sosa looks to make a statement. His opponent, Paulo Portillo, plans to shock the world in his highly anticipated debut. At LFA 238, the future will take center stage.
Back in La Crosse, Wisconsin, Ron Kruk and the UFC Hall of Famer Cub Swanson with you, as well as DJ Rell bringing it as we check out the Diebitz fight odds for this middleweight matchup between Dylan Diebitz and Preston LaGrange. Preston LaGrange making his LFA debut. He is the minus 189 favorite, and the comeback on Dylan Diebitz is a plus 135. Once again, inside the LFA octagon to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA octagon, Preston LaGrange.
In his third fight of 2026, finisher Preston LaGrange makes his LFA debut. 100% finish rate, 2 victories via knockout, 3 submissions. Busy fighter. Fought in January and April. He comes in as Tapology's a number 12 ranked middleweight in the Midwest. Covey has only been out of round 1 once as a pro. Longest fight, 7 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, and he's really confident with his jiu-jitsu. Brown belt under Rafael Lovato, very legit. He's willing to fight wherever it goes, and I think he thinks he knows his opponent's going to shoot and shoot a lot, and he's expecting to catch him with a good knee on the way in.
Preston LaGrange teaches kids jiu-jitsu. One of his students gave him the nickname One Shot after watching him play Fortnite. Teachers at the Hard Drive Performance Center.
kids jiu-jitsu, that is one tough job.
Oh,
I will
my
tell
gosh,
you.
absolutely.
I did that at my gym
Coaching
for a week.
anything.
And I was like, thanks, but no thanks.
You got someone else to run the kids club?
Hell yeah. Between the parents and the kids, it's a difficult job.
You got it.
My hat's off to anybody that does it.
100%.
His opponent now making his way to the octagon, Diebitz.
Riding back-to-back wins and fighting in his home state, former D3 wrestler Diebitz goes for his first win inside the LFA octagon. He too has a 100% finish rate, 5 knockouts, Cub, 1 submission, 6 first-round finishes for Diebitz.
Yeah, he's a really good wrestler. Wrestled D3. And it's the typical guy, you know, they can do that already, but it's his striking that needs to come along. He's obviously got some power. He's got his basics down, his jab, his overhand, a couple kicks, but he needs to develop it more. And that'll come in time. But for now, he knows that he needs to stay composed. He needs to have composure, throw his strikes, and wrestle at the right time and not wrestle defensively. That's what a lot of wrestlers that come into the sport at this level, they sometimes wait to wrestle when it's too late, and they wrestle off their back foot, and that's easier for guys to stuff. He knows that he needs to be throwing those punches, getting his opponent leaning backwards, and then hit a nice shot, get a nice safe takedown, and then do his damage, because he is good when he's on top and he's doing ground and pound.
5 knockout wins out of his 6 victories, a submission as well, but still looking for that elusive first win inside the LFA octagon. But he has fought some tough opponents. He fought Derek Dinner's brother Brady and contender Theo Haig. So no shame in those losses. Diebitz comes in with a impressive 6-2 record. Let's now check out the numbers for this LFA middleweight clash. Diebitz is 31 years old. Preston LaGrange is 4 years younger. One shot LaGrange is an inch taller and almost 4 inches longer in the reach department. Both men made the contracted weight. Back inside the LFA octagon, here's Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 237 feature bout of the night, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA middleweight division, presented by OnlyFans, where creators earn. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6'3", weighed in 184.8 pounds. He holds a 5-1 professional record, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout, 3 by way of submission. Representing Hard Drive Performance Center, fighting out of Swisher, Iowa, Preston, One Shot LaGrange. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a freestyle fighter, standing 6'2", weighed in 185.4 pounds. He holds a 6-2 professional record, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout, 1 by way of submission. Representing Pura Vida BJJ and MMA, fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Diebitz. Your referee, Chris Clemeter.
Gentlemen, remember the rules backstage. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Go back to your corners and come out ready to fight.
Chris Clemeter is getting us ready for this middleweight matchup. Diebitz with the red tape and Preston LaGrange, the blue tape. We are underway. Ron Kruk and Bub Swanson, octagon side here at LFA number 237.
Yeah, this should be a fast-paced fight. You know, just to put things in perspective, LaGrange is the same height and reach as our 135er in the main event.
6'1".
Yeah, no. Oh, sorry. So
Yeah,
he's slightly taller.
Yeah, slightly taller.
But that's just insane. These guys are 185ers.
Exactly. Two big middleweights. Nice kick from Preston LaGrange. Both fighters attacking the lead legs, and now LaGrange punching his way in. He's got Diebitz up against the wall.
Yeah, and as this fight goes, when we were talking to Diebitz, he didn't really give us this information. We kind of pulled it out of him, but he's partially deaf. And
Right.
I bring that up because he has a hard time hearing his corner, so he's doing this a lot just on his own. And, you know, that can be difficult. I told him, do you feel like it's an advantage to be able to kind of block out the crowd sometimes?
Right.
And he said, yeah, but it also is difficult when I can't hear my corner. So,
Sure.
you know, there's tons of fighters out there with all different, you know, little battles that they have to deal with that other people don't. But I find it fascinating.
Absolutely. Working with Jay Clipp and Zach Otto. They have a very close relationship. And you know what Diebitz said about that hearing impairment, and just that it gives me confidence because a lot of people could never get to this point. He has accomplished so much in his career. As we hit 3 minutes to go in the opening round, you know, LaGrange said his game plan was to pressure him, distance management, counter strike with him, and the other side, Diebitz said, I got to keep my composure, take my time, get his timing down, and his strikes. And now he punches his way in, look for a single leg, lets it go.
And Diebitz has a little cut over his left eye. He's already bleeding. Not sure what it was, but they had a couple exchanges. I like when the fight gets here, when they kind of get a little tired before they start really fighting, because it takes the nervous energy out, and then they just go to war. And they're starting to pick it up now.
Dylan Diebitz, some nasty little hooks there, and LaGrange with the elbow. Yeah, there's a good shot of the cut. It's to the side of the eye of Dylan Diebitz. Oh, wow.
That was a good right hand by Diebitz.
Big bomb finds its target.
He needs to capitalize on that.
Oh, and as he was coming in, LaGrange got a knee that clipped him. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, LaGrange has a really good lead knee, and the timing on it, that's scary for somebody that wants to shoot in. It's probably why Diebitz isn't shooting so often.
Gotta be aware of it. 90 seconds to go, opening round. And another strike finds the zone from Diebitz.
Yeah, I think he's finding confidence with his hands. He needs
sure.
to just let go.
5 knockouts on his resume. Dylan Diebitz. Range separates, reset in the center of the octagon as we hit 1 minute to go.
It's funny, he's throwing like this kind of like fake left and then just shoots that right. And it's sometimes that off timing that makes it really hard for people to read. I'd like to see more of that.
Coming up on 40 seconds to go. Diebitz outstriking LaGrange 25-18. A lot of those flurries. LaGrange gets a shot through on the break. Beautiful jab from Diebitz.
Man,
right from Diebitz.
That right hand it's on now, so he's going to keep landing it. Once you find the timing and the distance, it just keeps happening.
And, you know, that's exactly what Dylan Diebitz said, Cub. He's got to take his time, be patient, find that range.
That was a nice little hip toss at the end. It's kind of takedowns I like to do.
I remember him well, my friends. Dylan Diebitz, Preston LaGrange. Both men looking for their first victory inside the LFA octagon. Great crowd here at the Lacrosse Center as we check out the highlights from the opening fray.
Nice knee. Man, those do so much damage early. And they're both throwing them.
Absolutely.
That's how you taking a knee right to the chest will sit you back.
Oh, great shot. GWP crew here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, if I was LaGrange, I'd be trying to not stand right in front of them. And I know that sounds simple, but try cutting angles or getting into the clinch, throw a combo and then disengage. But I just think standing and trying to counter is not doing good for him. I think he's waiting for the shot so he could time the knee, but then he's getting caught with the overhand right. So what he thought was going to win him the fight is actually making him lose the fight.
Dylan Diebitz outstruck Preston LaGrange 35-27 in that opening round, but he was landing very accurate, 70% of his strikes thrown.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an awkward fall. Doesn't look like his knees hurt, but that didn't like the look of that.
Ooh, LaGrange just misses with that front kick. Keep an eye on that.
I like that Diebitz is resetting when he feels like it, and then he gets back into it, and then he's shaking his arms out. Those are all nice things. See, that right there was a defensive shot, and he's lucky he was able to finish that, but he was backing up, and he shot it kind of out of desperation. You want to try to limit those.
Oh, Preston LaGrange lets go of the neck of Dylan Diebitz. Diebitz, a blue belt in BJJ. Brown belt under, as you mentioned, the great Rafael Lovato affiliate. He's trained with Lovato, LaGrange has. Oh, and yeah, Diebitz kind of stumbled there, getting back up.
Man, that right hand is money. He just needs to figure out a way to keep throwing it. But you got to set it up, maybe a jab to the body. And then that's more of an offensive shot. It's caught and then gets his neck caught.
Range on the neck, but Diebitz gets back up on his feet. Oh, the range able to pull him back to the canvas cup.
Man, this is a really tough choke. He could get this. His lat is pushing on the back of his head. And
yes.
This is a really tight guillotine. He needs to keep pushing his arms apart. Well, see how he's smashing? Now he's choking himself.
And you see the blood coming out of the cut of Dylan Diebitz.
Yeah, putting
from
all that
pressure.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, man, Dylan Diebitz in some trouble. Preston LaGrange, 3 submission wins, has 1 via rear naked choke.
Yeah, he's got to let it go.
And he lets it go halfway through the second round, but Diebitz not out of trouble yet.
Yeah, this is the best opportunity for LaGrange. He needs to be very tactical here. I think he's losing this fight, and this is his chance to take it back. He's got the body triangle, which makes it very difficult to get away, lets you take your time.
2 minutes to go, second round.
It also makes it really hard to breathe.
Triangle holding Dylan Diebitz in place, and LaGrange continuing to attack the neck.
Yeah, he needs to keep sliding on the ground, get his back. Diebitz needs to get his back to the mat and turn towards him. But he needs to get that hook off, and that's very difficult.
Yeah, that is a tight body lock. And Diebitz unable to escape here.
Yeah, it's not looking good now. Starting to get...
Oh, he's got it under the chin.
I think he has it.
Diebitz in some trouble. There's the tap. Welcome to the LFA, Preston LaGrange. 4th career submission win, but his first inside the LFA octagon. Patient Cub took his time, and the fighter from Iowa improved to 6-1. His second win via rear naked choke.
Man, he was patient, a little too patient, but he got the job done. He capitalized when he got the best position and the moment was right. And he got the W. Good for him.
Gets the W for sure. Keeps his 100% finish rate intact. I mean, this is his 3rd fight already. We might see him back in the LFA octagon in the fall.
It just makes sense. You got to keep the ball rolling.
Why not? We'll check it out. The highlights here, and that's where LaGrange punching his way in, got the neck of Diebitz and took him down.
Yeah, and then Diebitz hitting that overhand that he was hitting all night. And LaGrange smiles at him. But yeah, when it was his turn to be in that dominant position, wrestlers are really good at scrambling, but not so good when people are on their back. A jiu-jitsu guy, a solid brown belt on your back is not a good spot.
And there was the finish. Preston LaGrange earns his first victory inside the LFA octagon. We'll make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Chris Klebeter, calls a stop to this fight. 3 minutes, 54 seconds into the 2nd round, declaring your winner by tap out due to rear naked choke, Preston One Shot LaGrange.
What an LFA debut for One Shot Preston LaGrange. 2nd victory via RNC. There he is with his hard drive performance center teammates. Comes in and gets it done. 6th win in 7 fights. And he puts the LFA middleweight division on notice. The red-hot LFA summer will conclude with the 2nd half of back-to-back events on Friday, August 28th, when the Octagon touches down again in Clarksville, Tennessee, and the F&M Bank Arena for LFA number 240. The main event will feature Tennessee hometown hero Dedrick Sanders taking on Cuba's Luis Iron Tiger Gomez in a pivotal lightweight showdown. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The MMA diehards and fans from the Volunteer State will be treated to another loaded card, including a can't-miss matchup in the lightweight division when undefeated Stan Dorsonville looks to keep his undefeated record intact when he clashes with 17-fight veteran Christian Lopez. For card updates, fighter features, and new episodes of Inside LFA, lock in with us on social media at LFA Fighting. The co-main event is next. Former LFA lightweight champion Kegan Gennrich continues his journey to reclaim LFA gold when he moves back to the 155-pound division. Waiting to welcome him back is the submission specialist, Jose Mendez, who's going for his 10th win in 11 fights. You're watching LFA number 237 exclusively on Vice TV.
Most people think getting in fighting shape is all about brutal workouts and starving yourself. They're wrong, and I should know.
World-renowned trainer of 12 UFC champions, 3-time trainer of the year.
Here's my secret weapon. Bondi Pure cuts off hunger and nourishes your body. This makes cutting, leaning out, and getting into top condition easy.
45,000 success stories and counting.
Try it risk-free for 90 days. Bondi Pure, it's the champion's secret to effortless weight cutting.
Bruce Irons.
One of the best two riders in the world.
Bruce Irons.
CPI, stem cells, they could do some wild shit down there.
My shoulder was jacked. I went down there, worked, man.
Eric Anders' neck was up, and then he went down and got stem cell treatment. Now it doesn't bother him at all anymore.
I definitely recommend CPI. It's changed my life. The best stem cell clinic in the world.
I just come and I do stem cells to make sure that I'm resetting my body and staying healthy.
It regenerates tissue, reduces inflammation. The results are amazing.
When it comes to the science of stem cells, no one comes close to CPI. There's not even a close.
They're going to do some striking, some development on technique.
We are going to have a great sesh today with the crew. I'm super excited.
Top USA teams to get ready for our first international events.
They definitely, as Haycox now looks to attack the knee. Oh, he's got it!
On August 28th, the LFA returns to Clarksville, Tennessee for LFA 240. In the main event, two of the lightweight division's most exciting contenders collide in a high-stakes showdown. Dedrick Sanders looks to deliver another devastating finish in front of his hometown crowd and continue his climb. Standing across from him is the dangerous Luis Gomez, determined to make a statement in enemy territory. On August 28th, only one man moves forward. The future of the lightweight division takes center stage at LFA 240.
What a year it's been already for the LFA. The organization has sent 15 former LFA athletes into the UFC. And the next generation of superstars are locked and loaded and ready to get at it. We move into the co-main event of the evening in the lightweight division. We check out the Diebitz fight odds. Diebitz, the official casino and online sportsbook of the LFA. The former LFA lightweight champion Kegan Gennrich returns to the 155-pound division. He is your favorite at -370 and making his LFA debut as the underdog, 9-1. Jose Mendez, a very live dog, no doubt about it, plus 245. Let's go back inside the LFA octagon to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA octagon, Jose Mendez.
Cub, I feel this is a very appropriate walkout song for Jose Mendez, a very chill dude, there's no doubt about it. Coming off a bounce-back win after tasting defeat for the first time in his career. Spokane's Jose Mendez makes his LFA debut tonight, won 9 of 10, one victory via knockout, but he is dangerous on the ground, Cub, 7 submission wins.
Yeah, I agree. I like the song. I like the hair. I like the mustache. He was so cool when we talked to him, talking about getting off the couch and just fighting anybody.
Yeah, dude, and you brought up the hair. This is the battle of the mullets coming up. You're going to see when Gennrich comes out, too.
Yeah,
and that is a solid haircut from Jose Mendez.
With a record of 9-1, it's impressive at 26 years old.
Yeah.
To me, he's a great prospect, but he's really stepping in and taking a big step up in competition.
Without a doubt.
If he can pull this off, I think the UFC will be very interested in him.
He's a very entertaining fighter, and as we said, a finisher. 7 submission wins, a 1 knockout victory out of his 9 total wins.
Very to the point. I'm going to punch you and I'm going to take you down.
Owns a flooring company with his brother. It comes from a fighting family. His older brother, Eric, 7-1 pro record, and his sister, Jalissa, is also an amateur fighter. Tonight, Jose Mendez enters the LFA octagon for the first time.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA octagon, Kegan Gennrich.
Yippee-ki-yay from Appleton, Wisconsin, the former lightweight champion, Kegan Gennrich, returning to 155 for the first time since June of 2024 after 4 fights at welterweight, 1 at super lightweight. This is his 9th LFA appearance for Machine Gun. 5-3 record, but man, Cub, he has faced some killers. His opponent win-loss record, 126 victories to 60 losses.
Yeah, that's like the opposite of his opponent. Just shows you that his record is not padded, and he's fighting everybody. And what we were just saying before they came out, I think he's coming into his own. He's got a big win over a UFC vet.
Yeah, he
his
just
last
beat
fight.
Austin Hubbard.
Yeah, which is huge. And
UFC and former LFA champion.
Yeah, it really takes time to develop in here, and sometimes you need these battles. And I think he's kind of having a resurgence. I think this is the best version we've seen so far of him, and I really do think this is a great fight for him.
The confidence continues to grow. He is the only man to beat current lightweight champion Richie Miranda, and then he beat the former champ Jacoby Jones for the title. He has 3 wins over LFA champions. You know, he lost to Jean-Paul Labosniani, who's in the UFC. We asked him why back to the lightweight division. He said, this is the weight class I can be most successful with. And it's a homecoming for Kegan Gennrich from Appleton, Wisconsin. Said, my people are here tonight.
Very dangerous at 155. I think that's the right move for him.
Co-main event. And the tail of the tape, powered by Diebitz, the official online casino and sportsbook of the LFA. The former champ, Gennrich, 32 years old. And he said he's just hitting his prime. Jose Mendez is 6 years younger. Gennrich is the taller fighter by 7 inches and will try to exploit a 6-inch reach advantage. Unfortunately for Mendez, he weighed in heavy, and he will forfeit a percentage of his paycheck to Gennrich. Here's Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 237 co-main event of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA lightweight division, brought to you tonight by Diebitz.com, the official online casino and sportsbook of the LFA. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This jiu-jitsu style fighter stands 5'7", weighted 157 pounds. He holds a 9-1 professional record with 1 win coming by way of knockout, 7 by way of submission. Representing the Revolution MMA, fighting out of Spokane, Washington, Jose Mendez. His opponent across the LFA octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a grappler standing 6'2", weight in 156 pounds. He holds an 11-5 professional record with 1 win coming by way of knockout, 5 by way of submission. Trained by Nick the Goat Thompson, fighting out of Appleton, Wisconsin. He is the former LFA lightweight world champion, Kegan Machine Gun Gennrich. Your referee, Tom DeVellis.
All right, gentlemen, join me in the middle. All right, went over the rules in the back. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. You want to touch gloves, do it now. Back to corners, let's do this.
Glorious mullets everywhere. As a product of the 80s, I appreciate that. Kegan Gennrich, your favorite, coming in and trying to return to championship form in the LFA lightweight division. Jose Mendez making his LFA debut tonight. Co-main event here at LFA 237. Gennrich attacks the leg, and we have a crazy sprawl to begin the opening round.
Yeah, they're getting right after it right away. I like the energy that they're coming with. I think these guys have a lot of experience, and they're ready to go right off the bat.
It's so interesting talking to these guys yesterday, Cub. Gennrich was all like business. He's like, I'm hitting my prime. I'm ready to get back into the lightweight division, get my title back. And Jose Mendez was like, just chill. Like, yeah, this was great. I'd love to make my LFA debut. It's going to be fun. I just like to get off the couch and fight. And just 2 different personalities for sure.
Yeah, but then when they came out here, I felt like they kind of swapped. Mendez is in a bad spot now, but he seemed very serious, very focused, and then Gennrich just looked ready to go, and he's already gotten in a good position. This is a good position for him. Head and arm choke.
Head and arm choke. It looks like Mendez is thinking of tapping. Kegan Gennrich attacking quickly here in the opening round.
Yeah, he needs to lower his shoulder like he just did, because he was on top of the chin. He needs to get under the chin. So he's trying to hit him a little bit. He needs to lower his shoulder so he can get underneath the chin so he can apply the right kind of pressure. This is one of those moves that you got to kind of take your time, just keep readjusting, which he's doing, and then he's going to get off or drop his hip. There's 2 different ways to finish this.
As 1 first-round finish in his career. 3 wins via arm triangle, 2 by way of arm bar. And Kegan Gennrich wasting no time here in the opening frame.
Yeah, he's got to wonder if he should soften him up a little bit or just keep going submission to submission. I think softening him up and getting him to panic and then shooting in something, trying to get a little deeper before you put so much energy into it.
Mendez struggling to get up. Gennrich, the black belt in BJJ. And he is just smothering Jose Mendez. Mendez back up on his feet though and delivers a knee.
Yeah, he's doing a good job now, kind of reversing things. He's trying to wrap up the neck. He's going to get taken down.
Mendez is extremely dangerous. 2-7 submission wins. Has the neck of Kegan Gennrich.
Well, you can tell it's tight because Kegan's really giving it his all.
Look at this.
Man, he's doing a good job, but you can see, look at his face is red.
4 wins by rear naked choke, couple wins by triangle.
He's safe now, but look at how purple he
Whoa, that was a great shot by our GWP crew. Gennrich's face was so purple, Kel. Man, he was
almost
lucky
went
to
out, I'm
escape.
sure.
I agree. Man, Jose Mendez showing how dangerous he can be.
And he's right back in that arm triangle. And this one's a little deeper than before.
Oh my goodness.
He still needs to get his shoulder a little bit lower.
I mean, Gennrich,
he should relax, lower his shoulder, and then reapply it. But he probably feels that if he does that, he's going to lose it.
coming up on a minute to go, and I don't know what fans are booing about. I mean, this is a tight submission attempt by Machine Gun Kegan Gennrich.
I mean, I'm enjoying it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is what we knew these two guys were going to do.
And Mendez pops up and now delivers a nice combination. Mendez felt he had the edge in striking and wants to keep this fight on the feet. Oh, back and forth.
Well, now's the time to do it.
Mendez popping some shots. He caught Gennrich.
Gennrich kind of blew his arms out a little bit, going for all those submissions, but he's right back on him.
Man, what a combination of strikes from Mendez, and then Gennrich ate some shots and then right back to the submission game. What an opening round between these two lightweights. Gennrich with a bunch of submission attempts, and Mendez almost pulled off the finish as well.
The hair's looking spectacular.
You know a good mullet when you see it. There is Gennrich with his coach, the GOAT, Nick Thompson. And man, this was back and forth on the mat, Cub.
I like this transition. He's going for that rotulotine right here. He's got the body triangle and the arm triangle from the back, but then he's going to switch, go to mount, and go to a mounted arm triangle, which is more typical. No success there, and then this guillotine from Mendez was just really tight, and you could tell by how much Kegan was trying to fight it, or else he would have been a lot more chill. And now we're seeing Mendez's strikes. I mean, he needs to let his hands go because he definitely has the striking advantage.
But it was Gennrich outstriking Mendez in that opening round, 21-14, and they're right back at it.
But I'm sure they're counting ground strikes, you know, and not just stand-up strikes, and that kind of paints a different picture.
Yeah, well said.
Well, what a crazy
and
scramble.
Look at this scramble.
Got a knee bar.
Gennrich has the leg of Jose Mendez, who powers out of it. Wow, great action on the canvas. Mendez, the purple belt, and BJJ. He's hanging with the black belt, Kegan Gennrich.
Yeah, I mean, and this is what they both like to do. They both have the same fighting style. But Kegan does have the D1 wrestling and the black belt. That combination is incredible. So, I mean, that just shows how tough Mendez is. I'm very impressed with him.
Yeah, Kegan Gennrich wrestled 1 year at the University of Wisconsin. He's a high school wrestling champion here in the state. His dad, Chris, who I talked to earlier, was his high school coach. He was hoping some of his former Badger teammates could make it tonight, but I am sure they are watching here on Vice TV as Gennrich continues to work on the back of Mendez. 5 submission wins for the black belt, Tim Gennrich.
Yeah, what I like about Gennrich is he's in all these positions. He's like doing like a power half, and he's like shoving his head down. He's just making it real grimy, you know, and that
dirty. I mean, I don't want to say it's a dirty fight.
Yeah, because it's not illegal, and it's at all. It's just that he's really wearing him down. To wear somebody's neck down is going to pay dividends later in the fight when you're trying to defend a choke and you just don't have the energy.
Oh, looking at the ground control time, Gennrich had 3 minutes and 13 seconds of ground control in that opening round, and he is now at 1:20 and counting here in the second. But no panic from Jose Mendez.
Man, it makes me think if Mendez could make 145, he'd really be, he'd put a pace, you know. He looks, you know, no offense, but a little soft around the body, like he could go down a weight class.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is his LFA debut, part of the Revolution MMA team. Trains up in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah, and not at a big gym there. He trains with his brother and sister. And,
right.
And, you know, I would encourage him to possibly get some better training partners because he's already very talented. But I think you gotta, if you want to go to the next level, you really need those training partners.
And you mentioned it, I didn't give the stat, but it's the comparison between both of these lightweights, their opponents' win-loss record. Mendez, his opponent's win-loss record 67 and 139, and then it's almost flipped for Gennrich, win-loss record 126 to 60. Gennrich has faced some extremely tough competition, but I mean, Mendez is hanging with him here in his LFA debut.
Man, he just keeps going right into that. I love that transition from the back to the to half guard now, but just going right into that arm triangle. It makes it very difficult to escape because if you make a mistake and you get caught deep in that arm triangle, man.
And he has had success in the past with those arm triangles. 3 victories coming by way of arm triangle. Just scored one in that title fight in another promotion against a former LFA champ, Austin Hubbard. Oh, and some nasty elbows coming down from Gennrich, the former champ.
Yeah, I hope Mendez can get back to his feet. He was having a lot of success there, and I'd like to see this fight keep going. Gennrich is kind of really pouring it on now, and
absolutely over 4 minutes of ground control in the second round. Mendez gives us the thumbs up. I'm okay. Horn sounds, and we will move on to the third and final round.
Perfect example of a fight that's been primarily on the ground that you should not boo, because these guys are getting after it.
Without a doubt. Both seem pretty fresh. We move to the third round.
What are the submission attempts?
That is a good question. Gennrich, 5 submission attempts compared to 1 from Mendez. I think that might be low. I think Gennrich had a few more.
Yeah. He's comboing some of them.
I love both of these guys, Cub. I don't want a stool. I'm standing up. Both stood up in between rounds.
That's awesome.
A big round for Gennrich, outstriking Mendez 48-8 in the second round. And Gennrich, a lot of those short, sharp shots, 78% accuracy. But here comes Mendez.
Mendez with a great adjustment.
Well, and coming out with a sense of urgency, no doubt about it. But this is not what he needed. Gennrich taking him back down and smothering him, just like he did in that second round.
Yeah, right back to the arm triangle. He obviously just finds this submission so much, but he just has a very game opponent. I don't think he's going to be able to get this, but it gives him the control time. It keeps him in dominant position. He can land some strikes, and because obviously if it gets back to the feet, Mendez is having success.
Right. He just has not had an answer for those takedowns from Kegan Gennrich. For new episodes of Inside LFA, a fighter features and updates on all LFA cards follow the promotion across the social media spectrum at LFA Fighting. Co-main event here of LFA 237, the first time we've been in La Crosse, Wisconsin. In Wisconsin's own Kegan Gennrich looking to make it a successful return to the lightweight division that he reigned over. Has a win, the only person to beat the current lightweight champion, Richie Miranda, a guy you know very well, Cub.
Yes. And that was a crazy fight as well.
It sure was.
Similar styles and made it a funky fight. I really loved that fight.
And then Gennrich lost to another Richie Lewis. But he feels that this was the right time to come back to the 155-pound division. Mendez got to keep that chin down. Gennrich.
Mendez is still having fun.
He sure is, man.
He's definitely gaining some fans tonight.
Without a doubt. In the biggest fight of his career, there's no doubt about it.
Still fighting.
And look at him, gets up. If he can create some distance. And he came out firing in this third round. 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see Gennrich and Richie Miranda fight in the UFC in a rematch.
Man, I gotta tell you, take the time to just say, I cannot believe that Richie Miranda has not been called up to the UFC. I don't get it. They want American fighters. He is one of the best. He's finishing people, and he's exciting. I'd like to see him. I hate to see him go, but I want to see him go. Time to get to the next level. Of course, the interim lightweight champion, Jefferson Nascimento, was called up by the UFC. But hey, I mean, Gennrich gets a win. I would love to see a rematch between Gennrich and Miranda. Coming up on 1 minute to go. Gennrich looking to make it a successful return to the lightweight division and a successful homecoming here in Wisconsin.
Another arm triangle attempt, and he's trying it from every angle. I'm sure he gets this all the time.
I mean, he is gunning for the finish, and that's exactly what the UFC wants to see.
Exactly.
And
he's trying.
Control. Yeah, he's in control of this fight, but he's not taking his foot off the gas. Time winding down. 15 to go.
Mendez is only 26. I think he's going to bounce back, and I could see him doing big things.
I mean,
tonight,
this is a huge step up in competition.
It is, but I think tonight this is Gennrich's time.
Well, Jose Mendez survives in his LFA debut, but the former champion gets a hug from Coach Nick Thompson, the GOAT, and some of his teammates. Machine Gun looked extremely impressive, the Appleton, Wisconsin product. And I love that beautiful sign of respect shown to Jose Mendez and the Revolution MMA team. Not the LFA debut Jose Mendez had hoped for, but definitely a game effort. This is where he came out and let his fist fly. If he was able to keep this fight standing, Cub, in that third round, who knows what would have happened.
I think it's just so much of his instinct to wrestle, because that's what he usually does in his fights. But he knew this fight, it was better for him to strike and he was having success when he did it, but his instinct was like, wrestle. And, you know, he'll learn from this, and I think he'll come back stronger.
Kegan Gennrich comes over, gives Cub Swanson the thumbs up. Impressive. Goes to the judges' scorecard, something that he has done 5 times before, but also 6 finishes. What? What's he saying to me? His dad here, I also wanted to throw out. Gennrich wanted me to say that he's also been training with the UFC vet, Gerald Mearshart, as he was getting prepared for this fight. And Kegan's mom here as well. Talked to his dad earlier, supporting their son as he returns to Wisconsin. Let's now get the official decision. Here's Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And the judges score this bout 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Kegan Machine Gun Gennrich.
The journey back to claiming LFA gold continues for Appleton, Wisconsin's Kegan Gennrich. Feels the UFC is so close, but I definitely would love to see a Miranda rematch. Gennrich was like, hey, how about Miranda and me fight on the Contender Series? That would be a cool option as well, Cub.
Yeah, and I told him I think it should be in the UFC on an undercard. Let these boys get after it. Give them contracts. Don't make them fight for a contract.
Kegan Gennrich, there he is with his dad, his former high school coach, Chris, celebrating with the Gennrich family. Another win for Wisconsin's own Kegan Gennrich. It will be a September to remember with back-to-back LFA events beginning on Friday, September 11th, and LFA number 2 of 41 going down in Brazil. It will be the promotion's 5th international show of the year. And then the Octagon returns to the state that has hosted more LFA events than any other, Minnesota, when the Mystic Lake Casino Hotel hosts LFA number 242. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. We have reached the marquee fight of the night, an international showdown featuring Dana White's Contender Series veteran from Brazil, Macksom Lee. He throws down with the first Bolivian fighter to headline an LFA event, Carlos Tardio, with South American bragging rights on the line. The LFA 237 main event is up next.
When the lights dim, hands up high, let the sound ring. One more round to the cage swing. Feel that pulse, feel that heat. They came for war, not to retreat. Keep it tight, let it climb. We're at the edge of the main event time. Main event break, main event break. Let it build, let it shake. Main event break, main event break. Now the whole place waits. Corners whisper, crowd leaning. Let the next one in. No seats left, just that roar. When it drops, they want more. Main event break, main event break. Let it build, let it shake.
Macksom Lee is bringing the heat from Brazil. Coming off a run on Dana White's Contender Series, he's made a habit of not needing the judges, with every win of his career ending in a finish.
A two-time Brazilian Sonda champion, Lee is making his third appearance inside the LFA octagon. But this is his first time stepping in on American soil. Lee's climbing the Bantamweight rankings fast, and he's not planning on stopping until he strikes gold.
Can take the title shot for one of the best shows in the world, the LFA. I'm a problem for division. My style, I finish fights, that's it.
Standing across from him is Bolivia's Carlos Wonderboy Tardio, and this guy does not believe in slow starts. 7 first-round finishes tell you everything about his fight plan. Get in and get it done. A karate black belt with a style that throws opponents off rhythm, and he's been sharpening that style, training alongside the killers at Team Alpha Male. Tonight, Tardio gets his shot at the main event spotlight, and he's out to prove he is the one who belongs in title contention.
This win means a lot for me, for my country. So after this, I need the title shot or the big call. Let's be prepared because Bolivia is coming.
The LFA Octagon touching down for the first time ever in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Great crowd here tonight at the La Crosse Center. And we have reached the marquee fight of the night here at LFA number 237. Ron Kruk with the UFC Hall of Famer Cub Swanson. And, you know, I haven't seen you since that incredible victory in your retirement fight, Cub. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge what an incredible career this man has had and all he has done for the sport of mixed martial arts. The win over Nate Landwehr was your 31st career win, man. You fought through so many injuries and so many wars. I think I speak for the entire LFA crew when I say thank you. What a Hall of Fame career, my friend.
Thank you. Man, it was a dream. I think back on my career, I'm so thankful that I've had all the ups and the downs, and it made me who I am today. 22 years in the sport, 19 years at the highest level. I'm just so appreciative that I was able to entertain people for that long, and now it's time for me to give back and do the commentary, do the coaching, and be a part of this sport, but take a back seat.
I love it, man. Taking the next chapter here in the broadcast world, but also as a coach and bloodline and a family man as well. So we're excited to have you here tonight as we got to our main event and an international showdown between Macksom Lee from Brazil and, of course, Carlos Tardio from Bolivia. Cub, with the LFA's former Bantamweight champion, Artem Balak, relinquishing his belt to go and fight on the Ultimate Fighter Season 34. Tonight's winner gets a huge opportunity and can make a statement to why they should get the next title fight first. Let's start with Macksom Lee, the Dana White Contender Series veteran. He suffered his first defeat on the Contender Series. That was his last fight, but he went into that fight injured. Tonight he has the opportunity. He said he took almost a year off to rest his shoulder. He tore some ligaments, and now he's ready to make a statement and a run for the belt.
Yeah, and that kind of just shows you who he is. He goes in there, he fights on the Contender Series injured, and then, it doesn't go his way, but he took that chance. But I think he fought a very game fighter when he fought in the Contender Series. Because when I see him with all his fights that we've seen so far in the LFA and his other fights, he just shows dominance with his size and his length and his just ring ability. He controls the fight. He controls the pace. So he makes people fight his fight. He ran into somebody that was able to neutralize him and had a very specific style on how to beat him. And unfortunately for his opponent, that's not his style. So we'd be talking about Carlos in a different light, but this is just a very difficult matchup for the two of them. So Macksom Lee is a very dominant, long fighter, and I think it makes him a very interesting prospect to the UFC.
Yeah, you really don't see too many 6'1" bantamweights in the sport of MMA. Well, he will be tested by Bolivia's Carlos Tardio. He has the entire country of Bolivia on his side, as he is the first fighter from that country to fight in an LFA, a main event, and he has the opportunity tonight. A black belt in karate that knows how to submit people. 7 submissions, Cub, on his resume, and he goes after the neck. He loves to attack the neck. 4 wins via rear naked choke and 3 by way of guillotine.
Yeah, that's impressive. And there's something to be said when you're one of the only guys from Bolivia or any country. It gives you a sense of pride of that. I'm navigating for the entire country. People are going to follow me, and that could be a little bit of pressure, but he wears it well. He's very exciting, like we were talking about, that karate style. He switches stances, hands down, he throws kicks, but then he also has submissions. So I'm very interested on how he's gonna kind of change his game to take on this anomaly that is Macksom Lee. And hopefully he does the job, kicks some butt, and we get to hear his rap after.
There's a little tease right there. Now, the one issue for Carlos Tardio, Cub, is this is the second straight fight that he has come in heavy. Missed weight again. Originally, this was supposed to be a bantamweight title eliminator bout. However, he came in heavy, so now we have a catch weight of 140 pounds, and he missed weight over the 140 pounds. He blames the food here in the U.S. He's not used to the diet yet. However, if he is going to get on the UFC's radar, he's got to figure out how to make weight.
Yeah, that's 100%. You have to make weight. You have to be able to do the job. You know, you're getting these huge opportunities. I mean, his last fight, he was a huge underdog and has this big upset win, but there's a little mark on it saying, yeah, but he missed weight. And here we are again in the same situation. If you come out here and you do the impossible and you beat another guy that's favored over you, but you didn't make weight, it makes it very hard to give you a title fight. It makes it very hard for the UFC to take you seriously. So he really needs to win tonight, and he really needs to fix that problem, because no one's going to take you seriously if you're not doing your job.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely. Take it from the UFC Hall of Famer. Well, he's a better freestyle rapper than he is cutting weight, that's for sure. After his win in his LFA debut, Carlos Tardio gave our own Gilbert Melendez a little sample of some Bolivian rap.
A word in Spanish? A word. Your gente. Yo, estamos con mi gente, junto aquí a Gilbert Meléndez, el que sí me entiende y me comprende, Mendez, porque yo soy el mejor para toda mi gente. Un saludo para allá, para toda mi familia, y solo quiero que griten que viva Bolivia. Hey, give it up, Bolivia in the house. Beautiful performance for Carlos Tardio.
Carlos Tardio representing Bolivia with some Bolivian rap. Are you ready to break it down in there with him if he gets a win?
I'm going to have to, but you know, the rap, it makes me want to forgive him. So, hey, get it together so we can like you.
There we go. All right, let's now check out the dime bit fight odds for our LFA number 237 main event. As I said, it's a 140-pound catch weight. Now, Carlos Tardio is the plus 187 underdog, and Macksom Lee comes in as the minus 270 favorite. Once again, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the LFA Octagon, Carlos Tardio.
Willing to do what it takes, but we got to get the weight under control. So I'm sure they'll be on him, especially if he gets a win in this fight. They're going to be on him for sure, because he's definitely going to be up there in the rankings. And you know, a title implications, you can't mess around, and you don't get the pound allowance anymore, and you got to train for 5.5s. So we'll see if he can get through this test, and yeah, like to see more of him.
Carlos Tardio, Wonder Boy, entering the LFA Octagon for a second time.
His opponent now making his way to the Octagon, Macksom Lee.
looking to bounce back from his first loss as a pro on the Contender Series last September. Macksom Lee makes his third LFA appearance, looking to begin a new win streak. When we asked him about what he took away from that first defeat and the Contender Series experience, you know, he said it was difficult to lose on that stage, Cub, but because he was fighting with the injury, he just felt like I had to fight. It was too big of an opportunity to pass up. So he's taken almost a year off to recover. He avoided surgery, and he looks to bounce back tonight. I mean, what did you take away from your first defeat?
Well, it was my very first fight, so I didn't have much to transition to. But
decided to stay at it, you know?
But yeah, I really think that's going to help him grow. You know, he had been doing so well. He had his first loss on a big show. You kind of get time to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. And I think that that's going to be nothing but a benefit for him.
Yeah.
He's still super young. He's got plenty of time to fix those holes. I'm sure he already fixed some things. And like I said, I think that guy that fought him was very dangerous, had a great game plan.
Yes.
And it
Solid
did exactly,
fighter.
you know, lunged at him up high and then shot on, took him down. It was all the things that I would teach somebody to beat somebody that tall. So I'm very interested to see if Carlos Tardio is going to be able to do that to Macksom. I don't know if he can, so I'm very curious to see in this matchup.
Well, let's find out, because we have reached the Monster Energy tail of the tape main event. Here are the numbers for this 140-pound catchweight. Lee is 27, Tardio 2 years younger. The towering 6'1" Bantamweight Lee, 3 inches taller than Tardio, and will have a 3.5-inch reach advantage. As we said, Tardio missed weight, and he will give Lee a percentage of his paycheck. Once again, here's Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the LFA 237 main event of the evening. This battle is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in an LFA catchweight bout at 140 pounds, presented by Monster Energy. And now, for all those watching around the world tonight, and for those in attendance here in La Crosse, Wisconsin, are you ready for war? Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This karate and jiu-jitsu style fighter stands 5'10", weighed in 142.4 pounds. He holds a 12-2 professional record, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout and 7 wins by way of submission. Representing Violencia CEC and Team Alpha Male, fighting out of Santa Cruz, Bolivia, Carlos Wonderboy Tardio. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out the red corner, is a Sanda-style fighter, standing 6'1", weighed in 140 pounds. He holds a 9-1 professional record, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout, 4 by way of submission. Representing Marquine Fight and Focada MMA, fighting out of Orlando, Florida, by way of Campo Mourão, Paraná, Brazil, Macksom Lee. Your referee for the main event, Chris Cleveter.
Fighters, we went over the rules backstage. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Go back to your corners and be ready to fight.
We've seen some intense stare downs tonight, Cub, but that was not one of them. These two both showing each other some respect and big smiles on their face for these 2 young men. Carlos Tardio, 25 years old, Macksom Lee, 27. Fighters touch gloves, and we are underway in really what is a bantamweight title eliminator bout. The winner will make a statement to why they should get a title fight next.
And the shot right away.
Yes, sir.
That's a good game plan. Oh, nice takedown. Hard to the back. Yeah, Lee right away, when he gets taken down, he just turns and stands up, and most people can't stop it. So we'll see how Tardio can adjust and be able to stick on him. But I think that's the right move. Don't kickbox him early, just wrestle him for a while, then you can kickbox him.
And a second takedown early for Tardio, but unable to keep Macksom Lee on the mat.
But that's okay, because you're making them have to stand up over and over. That takes energy.
Great point.
And he's already, because he's so tall, he's not that fast. So Tardio has the speed advantage. If we could slow him down even more, now it's easier to beat him to the punch or counter punch with him.
And one thing we haven't mentioned, Cub, was Carlos Tardio said that he has fought in training against tall fighters. He also faced some tall fighters in kickboxing. So he knows what to do when facing a tall fighter, and he scores his third takedown here early in the first round.
And he's in a much better position this time. Right into half guard, has him against the cage. He's gonna be able to turn. He needs to keep flattening him out, or if he turns, he needs to jump on his back quick before he but he's gonna stand up.
On the back of Macksom Lee, trying to avoid the neck crank, and he does. You know, Lee was honest about, hey, it's a basic fight. I got to use my reach, my height advantage, and distance. And I really got to stuff those takedowns, but he has not been able to do that early here in the first.
Yeah, and when you're going for takedowns, I think it's the smarter move to kind of throw some punches and shoot on the legs. To go for a judo throw on somebody that tall, you don't really get the right amount of leverage. You need somebody your height and them to bend over, right? And so you can break their hips. He was standing tall. You can't just, pull somebody down that's taller than you. It becomes very difficult when you're talking about leverage. And now we're seeing Macksom with his long arms being able to try to shoot in this darce. Both of these guys like the darce, by the way.
Macksom Lee trying to posture up, and he's going to let Carlos Tardio stand up and restart here in the center of the octagon.
Oh,
wow. Spinning back kick from Tardio, and Lee says, get it out of here.
That was a boss move. He just caught his spinning back kick and then lands a head kick.
Wow, partially blocked by Tardio, and he is lucky. Wow, another kick from Lee to the ribs. But with 1:30 to go, Tardio comes back in and locks up Lee.
I'm sure Tardio feels pretty heavy in there right now. He looks like a big 35er. We're not even saying it, but Tardio's 5'10". That's pretty tall for a 35er in itself.
Yeah. Just doesn't look against the 6'1" towering Macksom Lee. Under a minute to go. Opening round. Catch weight of 140 pounds. Another kick from Lee. Big man able to duck down under the striking attempt. And Tardio, now Lee catches the kick. Tardio has him pressed up against the octagon wall right in front of us. Lee was looking for the trip and maybe the takedown.
Well, he's also a brown belt in jiu-jitsu.
Right.
They don't just give those out.
Well said, 4 submission wins.
I will say I'm impressed with how athletic Macksom is for how tall he is. We see basketball players that are super tall that really can't move right, and he's pretty athletic.
Clock winding down here, and there's the horn. Round number 1 in the books, and the takedowns from Tardio, but some
I like the gentleman's handshake at the end of the round, sir.
Yeah, these, sir, thank you.
Yeah.
Good rounds. a tough round as we check out some of the highlights here, but a tough round to score, Cub. There were the takedowns. Sorry. From
yeah, that
Tardio.
I think that was the last takedown, and then the failed takedown attempt. See what I mean? You can't do a judo throw on somebody that tall because you're not breaking their hips down. And then a beautiful kick from Macksom. This is a fun fight so far. Already spinning attacks, takedowns, head kicks.
All right. You might be retired and a Hall of Famer, but I'm still going to put you on the spot as Eden gets us ready for round 2. Who won that first round, Cub?
That is a tough one because
the takedowns for Tardio
got
the kicks.
He dominated early, and then Macksom kind of turned it on.
Sure.
So it's a tough one.
Round 2 underway, and Lee coming back with his kicks. Tardio rushes him, locks him up.
But that's how you close the distance. Sometimes you got to just run.
Yeah, a good game plan so far for Carlos Tardio.
Yeah, I'm impressed with him sticking to this game plan because this is what I thought it was going to take. He's doing it well so far, and it's not his typical style, so I'm impressed that he's sticking to it. Nice foot stomps, those hurt.
Yeah, the kid going old school with the foot stomps. So, knees to the thigh. Fans here in Wisconsin want some more action, but it's kind of a chess match right now.
Yeah. And we've had so many stoppages most of this fight card early on.
Sure.
And then we've had some more technical battles. And I think the fans are got a little spoiled early on.
They always do. Tardio out striking Lee 22-7. Now Macksom Lee able to break out and going back to the spinning kicks. Just missed, Cup.
I was wondering if it landed because it was right out of my view.
Tardio kick to the ribs, follows it up with a combination.
It actually looks like Macksom has the speed advantage right now.
Trying to utilize that reach advantage with the jab. That's a win for Lee to avoid getting takedown. Tardio firing back. 5 big knockouts for Macksom Lee. Wow. Lee is breaking out a little bit of everything here in the second round and from his arsenal.
Just noticing that Tardio is wearing Stipe Miocic's fight shorts. Kind of random.
Oh, yeah, I did not even notice that. Shout out to Stipe.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Beautiful throw from Macksom Lee. And now, 1:35 to go, peppering Tardio with nasty elbows.
And that's hard because when somebody that tall is on top of you, it's weird because you think like you're blocking, but those elbows are so long, they can just get through. So that's super dangerous.
Oh, a couple more elbows.
He needs to ditch that arm and just get up.
Oh, man, Macksom Lee showing some nastiness here in the second round.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, pummeling Carlos Tardio now. 1 minute to go. Has the neck, Macksom Lee. The Darce attempts.
Oh, it's getting tighter. He's fighting it.
Carlos Tardio in trouble. Face turning purple, 45 seconds to go.
He's trying to hook the arm with his legs. That blood's coming out now.
Yes, it is. Coming up on 30 seconds to go.
That's quite a long time.
4 submission wins, and he does have 1 Darce choke victory. Macksom Lee looking for his 6th first-round finish, but Carlos Tardio hanging in there.
Oh, nice jump to the mount. Do some damage.
Beautiful. As Tardio trying to escape.
He's going for a choke. Oh.
Wow. Macksom Lee, a big second round for the fighter.
He definitely won that round.
Still, for sure. I mean, I'm shocked, Cub, that Carlos Tardio was able to hang on. Macksom Lee attempting the Darce choke.
I love that takedown because he kind of pulled him one way, wasn't going to get it, and takes him back the other way.
Yeah.
That's how I like to do any kind of throws. It's
beautiful.
You take them one way, then the other, and you give him like a two-way attack. And then right away, he used the frame and then starts dropping the elbows. I love that technique. And usually tall, skinny guys got those sharp elbows, you know? They cut open really easy. And here's the Darce attempt. It was really tight. You gotta think, did that take more of Macksom's arm strength, or did that take some of Cardio's gas tank?
Great question. Lucas Rios in the house with Kayla and the crew. And as we start the 3rd and final round, much respect from Lee and Tardio. South American bragging rights on the line.
Yeah, I love that little respect, you know, where we're giving it all we got.
Oh, man, Macksom Lee with those kicks. They're starting to zero in, Cub.
Yeah.
Low shot from Tardio. Lee shakes it off.
Man, he just covers so much distance.
Wow. There was Lee able to shake off that takedown attempt from Tardio.
Yeah, I really like Tardio's game plan in the first round, but I just don't know if he has it in him anymore to stick with it.
Another successful takedown defense from Macksom Lee.
Oh, and gets the reversal.
Wow, this is a big opportunity from half guard for Macksom Lee. We saw him with that quick mount in the 2nd round. See if he can pull that off again. Did some damage with the elbows, and he's right back at it.
Yeah, those elbows are dangerous. You just don't know which one's going to cut you, and then you're bleeding the rest of the fight, so you can't afford to just find out.
Able to just keep Carlos Tardio on his back right now.
Got another arm triangle. He's got to get to full side control. He's got to get that leg free and then pass to the other side to actually get this. I'm sure it's uncomfortable from here, but I don't know if he'll be able to finish it from there.
Carlos Tardio hanging in, but he's going to have to escape.
See, and this is just showing me that his loss on Contender Series, I'm talking about Macksom Lee.
Right.
When we asked him about his opponent missing weight, he was like, he didn't care.
No.
He was confident.
Great point.
And man, he's showing that he's confident and he's fighting like it. I'm very impressed with him.
Yeah, it took some poking of the bear to get Macksom Lee to kind of open up about the missed weight. At first he said, it doesn't matter, but then he did say, listen, I was up till 2 a.m. cutting weight, so it was unprofessional. But
and part of me was thinking if Tardio did it on purpose, seeing that his one loss was a guy that was thick, short, and just shot in, grabbed him, picked him up, and that could be a strategy. Maybe he missed on purpose because he was like, hey, I didn't get too much in trouble last time, I'll do it again.
Yeah, I hope that's not the game plan, because again, if you're going to get to the next level, you got to make weight. You got to be a pro.
I agree.
I mean, you never miss weight in your career. I mean, that's what a professional does.
Yeah, it's discipline. We study all these disciplines in fighting, and that's part of it. Another one that fighters struggle with is not spending money. That's a discipline too. It's another conversation.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll save that one for another time.
Another submission attempt.
So we're coming up on a minute to go. Final round. Macksom Lee.
And see, he needs to jump to the other side, but he's like so tall and long that he could put pressure on still. It's not supposed to be like that.
Well, Lee in control of this third round could be the key. There's no doubt that Macksom Lee won that second round. The first round could have gone either way. But here it is again with Lee trying to mount up. Oh, and gets the back of Tardio trying to flatten him out. Coming up on 20 seconds. Another couple elbows being dropped by Macksom Lee. Man, Macksom Lee.
I'm so impressed with him.
He had flipped the switch in the second and most definitely the third round. Carlos Tardio back up on his feet, and that's gonna do it.
Okay.
The judges will decide this main event between Macksom Lee and Carlos Tardio. There's the little cut on the side of the face of Carlos Tardio, Wonder Boy. He really just did not have an answer for Macksom Lee, Cub, in that second and most definitely third round. Unofficially, the ground control in that third round for Lee, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Overall, 6 minutes and 16 seconds of ground control in this fight. I mean, he was just swarming him, Cub, here.
Yeah, he was all over him, just hitting those elbows. When you're that tired, you can't really get somebody off you. It feels like an octopus is on you. And he did so much better when he had a lot of energy, but as the fight went on, he just was getting overwhelmed by the length and the viciousness of Macksom Lee.
Macksom Lee has not stopped smiling. He feels that he is going to be victorious and get his hand raised. Came in with a 2-0 record here in the LFA, winner of 9 of 10. We didn't really talk about his Sonda background. 6-star in the discipline of Sonda and a brown belt in BJJ as well. Judges have calculated their scorecards. Let's get the official decision from Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And all 3 judges score this bout 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Macksom Lee.
After suffering the first defeat of his pro MMA career, Brazil's Macksom Lee quickly gets right back in the win column. And his 10th victory in 11 tries. The Bantamweight title shot, which he said would be a dream come true, may come to a fruition as he celebrates with his teammates, and now
Macksom,
he will speak with Cub Swanson.
congratulations on the win. Coming off your first career loss and taking a year off, how does it feel to bounce back and get this victory?
E voltando da derrota.
Olha, eu tive uma lesão muito grave no ombro, ninguém sabe, no contender. E é muito bom estar de volta, cara. LFA, Caio, Ed, joinha, obrigado pela oportunidade.
I got a hard injury in my shoulder before my fight in Contender Series, and now I'm so happy to be back.
Well, you got yourself in a great position to fight for the 135-pound title. Is that what you want?
Você está numa posição para poder lutar pelo título da categoria de 61 quilos?
É, o rei da 61 tá de volta. Dana White, eu lutei machucado no contender, você sabe. Se quiser me dar outra oportunidade, eu vou provar que eu mereço. Se não, Caio, vamos lá, vamos fazer esse cinturão lá em Las Vegas.
The king of the division is back. Dana White, you know, I fought with an injury, and if I don't have a opportunity to fight in Contender Series again, I wanna fight the title in Las Vegas.
Well, I think you did an amazing job. I'm very impressed, and congratulations. Please give it up for Macksom Lee.
Um momento. Ei, galera do Brasil, obrigado, família. Eu queria muito desejar essa vitória, dedicar a uma pessoa muito especial, uma pessoa que me fez chegar aqui, que acreditou. Eu fiquei longe da minha família, eu queria ver esse sorriso aqui, ó. Eu queria essa vitória para esse cara. Obrigado, cara.
I'd like to thank to Brazil, to my family. I stay away from my family for a long time, and I would like to thank to my coach, Roberto.
All right, Macksom Lee.
Macksom Lee may have just earned himself a title shot with another win. The LFA 237 post-fight show powered by Monster Energy is next. Stick around.
Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Não foi o que eu queria, não foi o nocaute, a finalização, mas eu só queria vencer. Eu tô de volta, o rei tá de volta.
I'm really impressed with him, and I think sky's the limit for him.
And we will see what happens with Carlos Tardio, how he backs up. What a great night of fights here. For our first time, the LFA Octagon has come to La Crosse, Wisconsin. Cub, great to work with you again. Honor, man. Such great insight tonight.
Well, I'm glad to be back. I love seeing the talent. Thanks for having me.
You bet, man. Well, next Friday, we keep it rolling. July 31st, a new tradition is born when Brazil hosts LFA 238 Distrito #1, headlining another key bantamweight title eliminator matchup between Herbert Sosa and finisher Paulo Portillo. The Imperial Family Companies and Ed Suarez, Sven Bean, and Mark Beery are the LFA executive producers. This has been a Guerrilla Warfare production. EP Christopher Markwell. Roberto Rios directed tonight's incredible event. Jamie McClintock, our producer. Good to have you back. AJ Pacheco, stat man, and Joe Amiglio is here as well, our tech manager. For my broadcast partners, I'm Mike Kendall and Cub Swanson. I'm Ron Kruk. Tonight's LFA 237 broadcast is dedicated in the loving memory to one of Wisconsin's own, John Jack Martin Langen.